Our next guest has had quite the transformation in more ways than one. Maz Delacerna was a homeless teenager and a drug addict before turning her life around. She lost 30 kilos and became a bikini competitor.
Yeah, she turned heads up on the stage, taking part in a natural, drug-free bodybuilding competition. Maz joins us now from Brisbane. Maz, good morning. Thank you so much for your time today. It's a very inspiring story and we appreciate you telling yours. Can you tell us how much life went off the rails for you as a teenager?
Well, life was so different back then, like crazy. Found myself sleeping on like park benches, moving from friends' homes to homes, struggling really bad, and then found myself in the wrong crowd and kind of got addicted to ice and, yeah, went downhill from there.
Oh, my goodness. Tell us, how hard was it to actually beat your addiction? Ice in particular, we know it's a terrible scourge on many communities.
Yeah, definitely. I actually think it was the hardest thing that I've ever done, to be perfectly honest. In terms of that, like I don't think I've done anything harder. I've accomplished and achieved a lot of things and overcome a lot of things, but that definitely hands down is the hardest thing.
Was there a rock bottom, though, that made you go, I've had enough, it's time to turn my life around?
Yeah, definitely. When it does come to rock bottom, they're the things that make us stronger, right? You either got to like go down in the black hole or like you find strength that you didn't know you had. I guess at that point, I was watching people around me fall over a cliff. Like that's the best way I can describe it. They were like falling off a cliff, and then as soon as I went off that cliff, they became different people and they never came back. And I started feeling myself go a bit crazy and heading towards that cliff. And then there was a moment when I was like, Maz, you're better than this. You're better than this. Like this has to stop. Like you don't want to go over that cliff. I was so young, so you've got too much life ahead of you. Don't waste it.
Most definitely. Yeah, no, you're fantastic. Yeah, and you started out just walking. Is that right? And then that built into deciding to go to the gym.
Yeah, definitely. When I was overweight, yeah, going to the gym and being fit is kind of like daunting. So I literally got back from travel. I was overseas for a few years, came back to Australia and was literally walking around taking photos. I love photos. And I was just taking photos, everything and strolling. And that's how the weight loss journey started, which then led to like boot camps. And then it led to me being confident enough to go to the gym. And then one step after, and then all of a sudden I decided to compete. So, yeah.
Do you have a quite an addictive personality in terms of, because I know people who go to the gym, they have quite an addictive personality, or people who like to run, you know, and it's kind of replacing one with another. I don't know if it's that simple, sorry, I'm just...
One addiction to another. Yeah, no, I completely hear what you're saying. And I guess, yeah, you're right. Like, I went from having a bad addiction, I suppose, being addicted to ice and things that were not good for me, to being addicted to something which was better for me. Like, you get the endorphins, you feel better, you're healthier, your mind's cleaner. So I suppose I took a negative and turned that into a positive. So,
most definitely.
Yeah.
It's incredible. You lost 30 kilos in the process. You rebuilt your life and you also rebuilt your body. What made you compete on stage in a bikini? Tell us how you're drawn to that.
I know, that's a bit of a... I decided to compete before I was even close to being ready. A lot of people like, let me lose weight and be ready. I was just like completely normal. I'd lost a bit of weight, about 20 kilos. And I was like, you know what, let's push myself. And decided to compete. I wanted to compete before my 30th birthday. And I did my first comp like the weekend before my 30th birthday. And I think it was like really good just to find out, like, from someone that had an addictive personality to all the bad things, to find out just how strong, resilient and how committed I can be. And it's really good to like challenge yourself. I think I even surprised myself.
Oh, you're
that's a fantastic thing to find out about yourself, and obviously to start loving yourself a lot more as well. We've heard a lot about drugs in sports over the years. I would have thought there was a strong association when it comes to bodybuilding as well. As bodybuilding now, is it now a cleaner sport?
Well, the federation that I competed in is ICN, which is short for I Compete Natural. So yeah, drugs, there's a no drug zone there, and if you were found to have any drugs in your system, it was an instant disqualification. I myself never did any drugs. Obviously, I went from one extreme to the other. But yeah, it was all natural. But I have heard of it being in the industry, so...
You know what? You have done such an amazing job recreating your life, and you've also become an author, and you've got some great advice on how to handle destructive relationships. What are they, and how do you handle them?
Well, I guess from coming from my past and that I seem to attract a lot of toxic relationships. We all have relationships, whether it's like friends, lovers, colleagues, family. And it wasn't until I started on my own journey and realizing that we have complete control over ourselves and we can't control others, did my life start to change, and I started attracting better quality people and having better relationships in my life. So in the book, it helps people. I don't tell you what to do. That's not my intention. I don't want to tell anyone what to do, but the intention is to give people their own insights, aha moments, take them on their own journey, so then they can come up with their own revelations to be able to look and take responsibility for the part they played and how they can take control of their own actions and change what's around you, right?
I love the title,
yeah.
I Deserve Better. It's Maz's new book. It's out now.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, and you can catch Maz on Instagram at Little Miss Maz. Thanks for joining us, lady. You are smashing it.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course, congratulations.
Incredible, huh?
And it's amazing to kind of, that's what people need to hear as well. You know, a lot of people don't feel as though they deserve more.
Yeah, to claw your way back from addiction to
Most
ice.
definitely,
Incredible.
yeah.